Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you. We are on Monday, February the 8th, just a few days away from Valentine's Day and a few days away from the beginning of our mediumship courses for winter season. And wow, there's so many things that are unfolding on this planet today. Geological changes, geophysical changes, changes in our emotional field, collectively, individually. There are so many things unfolding that the most important thing is learning to accept change. It's something that we all know is an inevitable part of life, change. Everyone, you, me, everyone knows that there is an inevitability that no matter what you think your life is, it is going to change, whether you like it or not. And so you have to come to a place where you learn to accept change. And if you don't accept it, you're going to suffer. It's that simple. Change is the only given that we have in this physical dimension. It is the only reality that we have while we are living in a material realm. Change. It is the eternal, inevitable manifestation of our infinite potential, whether it is in a finite expression of individuality or the universal expression of the cosmos itself, or even multi-layers of dimensions. Change is inevitable. You can do it willingly, or you can do it unwillingly, but you cannot escape change. The body that you're listening to us in right now is a finite body. It will one day cease to exist. You, on the other hand, will continue to exist as consciousness, but the form in which you find yourself at this moment is going to change. And the way you get to experience that change, you have choice over it. We have choice over how we will experience change. That's what we have choice over. How we want to experience change. Are we going to embrace it with excitement, enthusiasm, playfulness, or are we going to embrace it with fear and uncertainty? What is your choice? Because you have to make a choice every single moment, and it's got to be conscious. If you take a moment, share this video out with somebody you think might need it. This will not be a long event today. I've actually felt a lot of silence, which is very, very rare for me, where I have just silence. And so I get to actually just be William today for a change. And that always poses something interesting and exciting as William. So can you imagine if you could wake up every morning and make a decision that would affect the whole day? Well, you can. Every one of us can. We can literally wake up in the morning and make a decision about what we want this day to be. Because when you go to sleep at the end of a day, the day is finished. That day is done. It's over. Kaput. You can't go back. You can alter how it affects you, but you can't go back. So the new day, when you woke up this morning, what were your first thoughts in your mind? It's a beautiful, brand new day. What was your thoughts? I'm going to have something wonderful happen today. What were your thoughts when you first opened your eyes? Over that moment when you are just waking up and you are awareness coming back into matter, because you leave matter when you put your body to rest, you leave matter and you expand your awareness beyond matter. So when you come back into the body, what do you bring back with you that's different than you had the day before? It's a choice. We have to choose. We have to actually make a choice when we open our eyes in the morning. What is this day going to be for me? What did you choose? What did you think? Did you make a new choice, a new thought? Or did you wake up with the same old thoughts that you've had for maybe years? We have to choose. Um, Now, the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of alignment that we have with the different people we can encounter every day in the physical world. The quality of your thoughts and emotions also have a lot to do with the ability you have to connect with spirit, with beings on different levels of consciousness. If your thoughts are angry and hateful and fearful, well, you will connect to very different people than when your thoughts are joyous and playful and exciting and filled with possibilities. And it is a choice. At a certain point, you have to realize that it's a choice. And when you start to choose deliberately what you're going to let your mind think, when you choose deliberately what you're going to let your mind think, because you can choose to let your mind go on autopilot like most people do, or you can choose to be very deliberate and conscious about what your mind will or will not think. And in that process of what you choose to allow in your mind, you set things up in your world. And what you see in your world right now is exactly what you have set up in your mind and in your emotions. And there's not one of us on the planet that is exempt from that. We cannot escape what we are. We are creator beings. You're a creator being. What you think and what you feel is organizing matter for you all of the time. And if it's just a repeating pattern in the brain, you got a repeating pattern in your world around you. Change the pattern in your mind, change the pattern in your emotional field, it changes what happens around you. And sometimes when you start to make changes and break away from old patterns, everybody else around you will start to get a little uncomfortable because the patterns start to change. And they're caught up in their familiarity. They don't want to see you change because if they see you change, now all of a sudden the world is different for them. So they'll try and get you back into what they're used to you being familiar with. And you have a choice to rise up and continue with changing your thoughts and changing your emotions and changing your world and be fearless in allowing people to change in your life. Because you'll start to meet, when you change your thoughts, you change your emotions, you'll start changing the people that come into your life. Literally, it starts to change. And it's an amazing, amazing process when you're consciously doing it. It's not so much fun when you're unconsciously doing it, because when you're unconsciously doing things, events and circumstances happen that aren't very pleasant necessarily, but you can also learn to become very happy and positive unconsciously and let things happen magically around you. So you want to take your old thought patterns, let them go, put new thought patterns in, and let them be. And then let your new mind, your new emotions become an unconscious pattern that creates the good in your life all the time. And the challenge that most people have is being able to shift their awareness from the negative to the positive long enough for the changes on the physical dimension to become as automatic and unconscious as the negative patterns have. Right. So here we are. Accept change. This is what today is. Accept change. And remember, don't just accept change. Be change. Be change. Be the one that changes your mind. Be the one that changes how you feel. Be change. Deliberate, conscious change. Be change. Consciously, deliberately, until that change that you're making becomes unconscious, and then it's like driving a car, it becomes automatic. Be the change that you want to see in the world, and the world will begin to be that change that you are. And you'll only connect with people that are in alignment with you, and that's true. We only connect with people that we are a vibrational match for. Opportunities, situations, circumstances. You attract what you are. And let's get into some questions answered about accept change. That's all they said to me today. Accept change. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to accept change. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Luminicious. Yeah, this is a very different morning for me energetically. It's like they're here, but they're not here. It's kind of like I'm flying solo today, which is a very different sensation for me when I do these live events. So we're going to go with it anyway, because you've got to learn that change is an opportunity for growth. That's hilarious. So questions and answers. What is the change that you need to accept in your life, or what is the change you need to make in your life? What thoughts, what emotions do you need to change? Because change is something you can either allow to happen, let the world do it for you, or you can begin to deliberately make changes. Hi, Bogimala. Hello, Mary. Hi, Drusilla. Hello, Maria. I want to say thank you to all my patrons last night for showing up for the Patrons Live event with Master Saint Germain. Being free was our theme last night, and it was amazing. The experience and energy of being free, it's just so wondrous. And to watch and experience and watch how he unfolds that energy through meditation and communication and experientiation, it's an amazing thing. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate that. And yeah, being free. So he came in and we spent a good hour and 20 minutes with everybody just walking through a process of really identifying what it means as an experience of being free. And it's really amazing. You are a being, but what is being free like? What does it feel like for you to be free? So we went through a beautiful process. So I want to thank all my patrons for their participation. And if you want to support these messages, this information, you can become a member of my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And you get an opportunity to win a free reading with me every month. We do 1 or 2 monthly events for patrons only, live through Zoom, which is a lot of fun. And it's a very interactive process. So we do Q&As. And it's pretty exciting what happens there. So consider becoming a member of my Patreon page. And I want to welcome the new patrons that signed up over the weekend. Thank you. Appreciate that. So accept change. Are you ready to accept change? Because there is going to be big changes on this planet. Big changes on this planet. Yeah. Just so you know, that was Metatron coming in. There are literally going to be big changes on this planet. And it is important that you understand the nature of who you are in relation to your mind and your body. If you do not understand the relationship that you have with mind and matter, then you are going to find yourself challenged by the continuous changes, as many of you are. It is important you recognize your role in creating, for you will not find any solace or freedom in change unless you recognize that you are the one that is partial agent of that change. It is easier to know that you are creating and are able to generate conditions that are outside what you might know right now. When you know this, you move from being fearful of change to being the director of effects and changes in your life. It's a much better place to be in your consciousness to direct change in your experience rather than waiting for change to occur around you. That is someone else's creation. And then you are dependent upon whether or not that individual or group are in change that is good for you. So you must become a conscious agent of deliberate change in your mind and matter. And your mind organizes matter. So you must learn to organize your mind to organize your matter. And if you don't, it won't matter. Wonderful, thank you. Question from Tino. What do you think about feng shui? I've been changing a great amount emotionally and mentally. Now I am changing my physical environment. Bigly, I can feel the differences energetically. Absolutely. When you begin to organize things in your space around you, you are literally, remember, in order to organize the space around you, you have to tell your mind and your body what to do. And if your intention or your idea is that by organizing this space in this way, that allows certain qualities of energy and matter to work in very specific ways, then that will be your experience. So you can literally reorganize your entire environment so that you can feel completely free, as many of you can choose not to organize your environment and feel not so free. So yes, we think that feng shui is a very exciting process for individuals to become conscious of, so they begin to organize and orchestrate their environment to reflect the quality of the consciousness of what they are. But mind and matter are the subjects that you as an awareness must direct. And all of this matter will organize itself according to the quality of that which you are using in mind, whether that be love or joy or peace or sadness. Whatever you use in mind, you will organize in your world, in your experience. So we find that is a very good practice to have an environment that is pleasing to your spirit, pleasing to your mind, and conducive to the well-being of your body. It's a wonderful thing. Yes, feng shui is wonderful. Any messages regarding my process looking for a job? Yes, I don't know who this is. I think this is your guardian angel, a male. He's very playful, and he's saying, don't be so caught up in looking for it as knowing you are finding it. Knowing you are finding it. There is a slight difference in the perceptual process that you are using. To look for something and expect it to jump out at you is one thing. To know that you are going to something that is going to please you and fulfill you is another. So look for that which pleases and fulfills you rather than waiting for something to jump out at you. It will not take you long when you make that slight shift that you are actually moving to something that you have created that gives you joy. Many of you wait for the outside world to give you permission to feel okay about yourself, but the reverse is what has to happen. You must feel okay about yourself in order for the environment to orchestrate that condition on your behalf. One is where you are subjecting yourself to being the effect of causes versus recognizing you are the cause of effects. You will find great freedom in that awareness that you are causing the effects in your condition. Wonderful job. You're going to have wonderful. Is there any message for me regarding my spiritual path? I don't know who that said. They said, shut this off. Turn your thoughts off so that you can listen. You cannot hear the truth in a lie. You cannot hear the truth in a lie. Turn this off. They're saying all your thoughts. Turn your thoughts off and be there now. And in that, your spiritual path becomes more of an awareness than a pursuit. If you are pursuing spirituality, then you will continue to pursue, and you will be seeking but not finding. But being in the moment and to turn your mind quiet, this will give you a different understanding in experience of what you are as a spiritual path. And I will stress this to you, what you are as a spiritual path, not what the spiritual path is going to be, but what you are as a spiritual path. Great question, by the way. Oh, you're welcome, Rosemary. It's a fascinating world that we live in, that we actually manifest these conditions. The world as we see it is an effect of a cause. And science will tell you that based on the way it measures and weighs matter, energy, as matter, solids, liquids, gases, based on the way they measure stuff, they can say certain things about how this world came into manifestation, or how a solar system came into manifestation, or how a galaxy or a universe comes into manifestation from what they think that they know, based on what they're measuring with observable empirical information based on the five sensory world. And yet the five sensory world, this material substance, even this physical body, we can clearly see that this physical body can be directed, the matter can be directed to be what it is directed to be. So there is a directing principle behind the movements of all matter. And as long as you are studying the effects of matter exclusively, then you will miss the very nature of that which is directing it. And in your own individual lives, you may find very simply that you are directing matter, but it is not exclusive to your body. It also impacts the world around you, that you in your thoughts and your emotions are orchestrating and organizing matter all of the time. You do this as individuals, and you do this as a great collective of individuals, altering and organizing matter. And you are in for much excitement if you do not get yourselves out of this state of perpetual fear in which you have found yourselves for the last 72,000 years. It is much more preferable that you liberate yourself to considerations of joy and happiness. A fearless state will have no disease. A fearless state will have no disease, and it will have no suffering. But until you understand that you are the creator and organizer of emotion, that you are the creator and organizer of matter, then you will continue to weigh and measure matter as if it is the sole source of the conditions of your experience, in which case you will create and recreate the same stuff over and over again from the same stuff you already have, just combinations and permutations of one and the same thing, slight variations, but never anything really exciting and dynamic and playful. Wonderful, thank you. Question from Inshira. Inshira, my dream state changed last night. Something magical was given to me. What was it? Wow, I can feel that. I can't seem to recall, write, or express it in words. Okay. You are not to try and recall it or express it in words. You are to allow the feeling sensation of that. Allow the feeling of sensation of that to be given your full attention. You do not need to remember the details. Those details are only your mind trying to make sense of what it cannot make sense of. But the sensation, the residual vibration that you feel from that state, give your attention to that. Bring that vibration down into your body. Allow the vibration to organize your mind and body. Do not let your mind try to organize it for you. It will simply take what you've experienced and reorganize it and repackage it into the limiting system that the mind already has. Your ability to bring the flavor, the sensation into your body, to bring it down into your body, will allow you to see how it will be in your world rather than letting your mind interfere with that sensation. Just stay focused on the sensation, not the interpretation. Not the interpretation. Wow. Who are you, by the way? They're saying they are of the white light. Many lifetimes have we guided you. Do not let Do not let your analysis get in the way. Don't let your mind analyze the sensation. How many of you have felt that in the morning, where you wake up and you know you've had an amazing dream, and then you try to remember, you try to figure it out, and that's your mind and body trying to figure out what it doesn't understand. Go into the feeling sensation. I take that as a very general truth. Go into the feeling and stay in the feeling. Bring the feeling down in your body. So emotion, feeling organizes matter, right? When you're excited, your body gets organized into behaviors that are very different than when your body's depressed or angry. You organize matter into very precise experiences by what emotional energy you give attention to. So change the emotional energy you're giving attention to, and you begin to change the experience of matter in your world. And for those of you that just asked the question, well, how long does it take? It takes as long as it takes you to hold that feeling long enough till matter changes. So you see this hand being held up in front of you, and we want to change that hand. There's a certain feeling of excitement that activates those fingers to be excited. When you have applied enough energy to a condition beyond your own body, then it will organize matter beyond your body. So be patient. Be patient. Question from Bogumila. Thank you for that. Any messages for my granddaughter, Julia, from her guardian angels? Well, it's interesting how she knows she has more than one guardian angel. She's got 3, actually, that I'm tuning into right now. Wow. They really... They dance. First of all, they are dancing around you. To remember that you are playing. Do not take it too seriously. They're referring to something specific that you're not to take it too seriously. To remember that joy is what you wish to create with. Feel us around you. That literally 3 of these beings dancing around you. They're more like fairies than anything else. They're literally dancing around you. Can you feel that energy of joy? Stay in its frequency. Stay in the frequency of this joy. Really stay in the frequency of joy. Do not let your attention get pulled anywhere else. Stay in the frequency of joy. Dancer. Yes. So when you find yourself or your mind trying to pull you into those other energies that don't serve you, literally dance around the space you're in to shift your body away from that vibrational frequencies that don't serve you. Remember to dance. And feel them around you. When you're dancing, you're not dancing alone. There's an energy that you guys share, and you can consciously receive when you allow yourself to move into the energy of it. And you can move your energy through dance. You can smile. You can jump up and down. But it's really important that you to learn to take your attention off that which does not serve you, right? Thank you so much, Bogumila. Great question. And Julia, I hope that resonates with you. Question from Carolyn. My son walks on his tiptoes. Is this a behavior that needs to change? Why does he walk this way? Thank you. Wow. I'm tuning into his higher self, and his higher self keeps saying, I'm trying to keep him aware of me. It's not so much the body. He needs to feel me. This one needs to be, I'm trying to pull him up to this. I can't get, yes, I know it sounds paradoxical. So I'm having a conversation because he's saying he's trying to help your son liberate himself from certain thinking that's trying to weigh him down. So he's literally physically keeping the body up to keep it out of the lower dense energies. And that, yes, and that I, as I am, as he is, he needs to go to the earth, to step on the earth, to reconnect to the earth, to bring the circuit, to bring me into the circuit again, so I can be more in the form. But there is no dysfunction in this, simply the response to me bringing myself higher than certain elements in mind and body allow me to be. Grounding will help this. So yeah, get him to go out and ground. I don't know what part of the world you're in, Carolyn, but if it's snowy outside or cold outside, have him go outside, put his hands on a tree, right? He needs to ground. His higher self is literally keeping itself out of whatever's going on in mind and body that does not support and sustain his joy. Yeah, he's saying really that he doesn't want to come down into a lower vibrational frequency. So get him to ground the body. Get him to ground the body and discharge that negative energy through it, right? Don't let him hold on to it. That's really cool. Thank you. Never heard of that before. Yes. Question from Tanya. My left thumb keeps pulling up when I meditate. I feel strongly that it is Jeshua, although I never felt that energy before. Any message for me? Yes. Move your awareness higher. When you feel that movement, move your awareness higher. Do not get caught in the sensation of the movement. Rather, the awareness of the feeling, not the sensation of movement, but the awareness of feeling. Thank you. This is so important for those of you that can feel the spirits and the beings around you. We get so many people get caught up in the phenomena of the numbers, this phenomena of the temperature, the phenomena of the jerking of the body, or whatever the phenomena is, the way your guides and angels connect with you, right? Because they'll connect with you in the way that you're most open. But you want to move from being caught up in the, wow, that really felt cool, into what is the energy behind that? What is the sensation? What is the energy? Not the physical sensation, the vibrational quality of energy that's there. Very important. Get connected to that. Wonderful. That's beautiful, Bogey Miller. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's how she stays out of the lower frequencies. It's a great, simple way to do it too. Yes. Yeah, he'll feel an immediate difference, Carolyn. He'll feel an immediate difference when he grounds, right? Yeah, cool. Question from Dova. Thank you for that, Dova. I really appreciate it. My cat has been missing for the last 3 days. Will I find him? Getting colder and am worried for safety. I'm immediately getting that someone has taken your cat in out of concern. They've taken your cat in out of concern. There is no maliciousness, out of concern. They're not sure what to do. They like the cat. They're not sure what to do. I'm just going to send a message out to them. I don't know if you put posters and stuff up for your cat. Let's just send a telepathic message to those people that you deeply love and want your cat to return home as much as your cat wishes to be returned home. We're just going to broadcast that to them. Grateful and gratitude for them caring for your animal. Extend gratitude and gratefulness to them for caring for your animal, and it shall be returned in good order. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dova. Thank you very much for that. You never know what's going to happen. That's a beautiful thing. When you live in a fearless state, you're not afraid of change. When you live in a fearless state, you're not afraid of change. Question from Manoj for Goddess Kali. I've been, Kali, she's intense. I love her. I've been going to a nearby temple. Every time I enter the temple, I feel a pull or strain in my third eye chakra. Is Gali trying to? No, she says she's not trying to communicate with you in the way that you think you can communicate with her. She wants you to see with your eye, not with your eyes, with your eye. Do not be so entrapped again in the sensation of the perception, but rather turn your attention to where I draw your awareness. Move your awareness to where you feel it drawn, and then you'll understand when you arrive what it is I am saying to you. Quite simply, be fearless and free and joyful. Interesting. Thank you, Manoj. Wow. This has been an amazing. I thank you guys for your questions, your answers. It's really amazing. There is so much change coming on this planet right now, like huge changes. And that is inevitable. Change is the only condition of matter that's unalterable. Change is. But the way in which change unfolds for us individually and the way in which change unfolds for us collectively is based on an emotional energy that we align ourselves to consciously or unconsciously. Are you consciously aligning to joy, or are you unconsciously aligning to fear? What are you emotionally aligning your awareness to? In our Mediumship 102 program, which is coming up in a few more weeks, we go deeply into how to identify emotional patterns that are holding you back or inhibiting you from unpackaging the experiences you want to in this world, and how to transform and transmute negative emotional energy from one state into another, because that's what emotion is. Emotion is energy in motion, and it can only be changed from one state to another. And the nature and state of emotional energy organizes the nature and state of matter as you experience it as your living world. And for those of you that are interested, please consider signing up for that course. It's a mind-blowing course. It'll change your world. Go there now. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. Read up on mediumship courses that we have available. We have our one-on-one courses starting this Saturday, where we do our 1 hour orientation, and then it runs for 3 weeks, Sunday to Friday. And I invite you to change your life by learning to realize that you're not alone. You are never alone in this world. The body might seem by itself, but there's beings, there's energies around you that you can learn to see and know and sense and feel, and get guidance and information that's beyond the confines of your acquired knowledge and information that you got stored in your physical brain. You're never alone. There's angels, guides, archangels, fairies. There are beings, multidimensional beings that you can connect to, you can learn to become aware of, much the same way as you can become aware of your right big toe right now, or your left elbow. You can move your awareness to different points of time and space in matter, but you can also move your awareness into different levels of consciousness, different degrees of awareness that are not physical. Anyway, I want to wish you guys a wonderful and joyful day. There we are. I'll take one more question. They're saying take this last question. I will. From Tina. Who is tickling my right cheek? I stop and ask and quiet my mind, waiting to receive. Wow, this is a I don't know who she is, but she's the physical representation she's giving me is fairly elderly. But she says, I am not old, but this is the representation that she's offering. She's somewhat elderly, and like this is a real cherishing. She like cherishes you. Again, she's got her hair's kind of up in like an older style hair, and I get the sense that she was around earlier in this century, but she lived a good chunk of the of last century too. But she's offering you cherishment, cherishing you. Yeah, yes. She wants you to feel how cherished you are. Feel how cherished you are. Yes. She says that you will know who I am when you feel it. Yeah. So again, it's funny the sensation, but go into the feeling feel that vibration there. A lot of people get caught up in the phenomena of matter rather than the experience of energy, and energy speaks more truthfully than matter does. Energy speaks more truthfully than matter does, but eventually the truth of energy always organizes matter into the image and likeness of itself. Thank you for that last question. I really, really appreciate that, Tina. And I want to say thank you, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you on Wednesday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. Remember, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. Sign up for the courses and classes. We're starting on Saturday, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Have yourselves a wonderful, joyful day. Much love, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.